Tonight I'm happy to be testing out the Linksys EA6900. It's the third in my series of routers I've been trying lately, 802.11ac routers, also known as AC1900 routers. And one thing I noticed when looking at them is interruptions in service. So the focus of this video is going to be the initial setup experience, out-of-the-box experience, plugging it in, and then comparing it to the web interface of the Linksys EA4200 that I'm seeing if any of these routers on the right are suitable replacements for. So let's get started. So I have multiple network adapters. If we bring up a command prompt and type in ipconfig, you'll see I have my production network, my home network that's working and it's routable to the internet. And then we have this Linksys device, the 6900, the new one, also set up with factory defaults, 192.168.1 network. And I've hooked up a Verizon WAN interface to that. So we've got Cox K modem up here, Verizon over here, lower in the priority list. So let's log into the router and see how it goes. Okay, because we have two networks going, the little magical redirect doesn't seem to be working. I'm not particularly fazed by that because I should be able to just change this to hard-coded IP and proceed along. There we go. All right, smart Wi-Fi setup. Do I want to get connected to the internet and do wireless home network and get online? All right, let's humor it. So this would be, it's probably going to want me to do the cloud features by default. And if I bail on the wizard and say no thanks, we'll go right into the manual configuration. Like many home office users, you might be more of a power user type if you've been dealing with modem routers, Wi-Fi routers for over a decade. All right, so here it's telling me about a code upgrade. So it's going to do a firmware upgrade before I even know what my old one was. Well, that's kind of interesting, but all right. But I do want my experience to be accurate and reflect what it would be like for you buying one of these on October 16th of 2013 or later. Apparently, you're facing an upgrade right out of the box. Not really a surprise. I'm looking at the LED light that backlights the Linksys logo on the device itself, and it's flashing slowly right now. That means it's busy doing a reboot or something. Either way, whenever you see that on this particular brand of router, it means you're not surfing the web because it's busy doing something else. Maybe applying some settings you may have changed, or in this case, updating its firmware. Okay, you missed nothing. I just sped up time there for a 2-minute segment. Now it looks like it's giving us information we're going to need to go ahead and connect that first time. And for administration of the router itself, the password is not going to be admin like it used to be. It's going to be this. Next, it tells us a summary screen. Do I want to create a smart Wi-Fi account? Well, to show you the unbox experience, that would be yes, but most likely I'm going to skip that. I can do dynamic DNS, I can do port forwarding, I can get to my router settings directly. I don't have to rely on a cloud going. But I know that's rather old school to me. I should at least be open-minded enough to try this. I'll point out it did not like a strong password with unusual characters. All right, here's the webmail. It's asking me to verify the account. Go ahead and click it. Account setup complete. And if we want, we can go ahead and log in and check it out. Okay, in different firmware. All right, I'm going to skip that. Let's see if we can get past this now and just do a local login. For local access, click here. And you may recall it gave us a password. Okay, we're in. All right, sorry about the little side trip to the cloud. Now we're looking back at the local login. DHCP reservations. I do those all the time. Suppose we want to tweak one. Click Add Client. Type in a name and hit Save. And nothing bad happened. I can still surf the web. It's fine. It didn't reboot. The web UI is still responsive. Okay. Now on the right, let's try the same. I don't know my way around this yet, so I'll just point it out. But I do want to show you there's my firmware. So if you're trying to look at the behavior of what I've got, that would be my firmware. I also probably ought to go ahead and take care of moving myself to Eastern time zone. And well, there's a change. So let's see what happens. We click Apply. Good. Doesn't feel like it needed a reboot. Okay, wireless. Let's dive in over there. Okay. Let's edit wireless. And let's do the same on the left. On my 2.4 gigahertz, channel 1 works a whole lot better than auto. If we end up on channel 6 or 11, microwave interference is huge in my house. So let's go ahead and just show you that moving to a different channel does not require a reboot because the user interface is really responsive immediately. Just trying to convince you of that, okay? Channel 1, channel 2, go back to the channel 1 it was on, that works fine. Great. How about here? Let's try moving it to channel 1. I know, two different devices in channel 1 for a second, so what? I click OK, and it gives me a warning. Sure you want to do this? Okay, this time it is warning me. We're going to lose internet during that. They could just mean not that the router is rebooting, but that the Wi-Fi is down. Looking at the device itself, yeah, it is not rebooting. The light is not blinking or anything. Yeah, it's responsive. So all it did was restart the wireless radios functions. So we should be able to go back in and add the 2.4 gigahertz and move it to channel 2, for instance. Nice and quick and easy. I'm going to click Apply this time instead of OK. Same result. It's applying changes. Looking at the device itself, the white light is glowing solid. It was rather fast, wasn't it? Okay. We're done with that little test. After this, I'll probably just reset to factory defaults. Okay, what else on the left that I'm used to changing without rebooting or bumping everyone's internet in the house? Port forwarding, for sure. So let's go under Applications and Gaming. And I've put some port forwarding going. On the right side, where do we find port forwarding? Okay, under security that we never got to earlier. Put something on the DMZ, or we can just do port forwarding. Nice. Let's add a single port forward. Okay, looks like, click Save. It added a row to the table. And now to actually apply it, click Apply. And nice. Did not have a problem over there. Let's do that same kind of thing on the left. PPTP, IP address 101, enabled, save, no reboot needed. All right, cool. So far, from an admin perspective, this new router looks very similar to my old one as far as getting used to it and not bumping my family off the internet when I make routine changes to DHCP reservations or port forwarding. So that's the end of my look at this device for tonight, the EA6900. I'll be doing more videos comparing all three models all in one shot, all connected to one laptop at one time. Thank you for watching this video and for visiting tinkertry.com.